Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you guys a pretty easy beginner card trick. It's only a couple moves. If you've never touched a deck of playing cards, it's not going to take you 10 minutes. It's going to take a little longer to learn, but it's pretty easy. So just put in the time, learn it. Still a great trick. I do this one here and there. Fools everybody, but it's pretty easy. So let's get straight into the trick. All right, so for this trick, essentially what happens is the spectator selects a playing card, okay? The card is put back into the middle of the deck. You show the top card. It's not their card. You take it, you rub it on the table, bam, turns into their card. Pretty cool trick. Essentially what you're doing here, I'll do a brief overview. So spectator selects a card, okay? You lose it into the middle. So put it in the middle and then get it to the top of the deck, whichever way you're most comfortable with. If you're a magician, you already know some moves, do whatever you're best at, whatever is most comfortable to you. I'll teach a sleight to get it to the top in a second here, if you're a beginner and you're trying to learn, but otherwise use your most preferred method. I made a video actually performing this trick recently, and essentially what I did was a turnover pass. So I had the deck face up and then they selected a card, in this case the Six of Hearts, and essentially I turn the deck over and then their card is on top, like so. So that's a turnover pass. You can look that up somewhere else. I don't have the tutorial on that on my channel, but you can look that up if you really want to. Not beginner friendly, but that's what I did in the video. So what you can do, this beginner sleight here. So they select a card, 9 of diamonds, okay. While they're looking at it, you can cut the deck wherever you want, preferably keeping like 2/3 in your, or a third in your hand. Otherwise you can just have them tell you when to stop whenever. It really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. So let's say they stop here, tell them to put their card back on top. They do that, and then you put the deck back on top. Now what you're doing here is keeping a pinky break. So you're holding that pinky underneath where their card was. So keeping that packet separated from where their card is on the bottom here. Now, what you're gonna wanna do when you do this is you're gonna hold the deck in Mechanics grip. Hold the deck like this with your 3 fingers on the side. So then when you shut the deck together, your fingers are blocking that gap in the front like this. And then what you can do at this point is you should be able to just hold it like this, but you're gonna be able to see that in the front there. So if you hold your fingers there, they're not gonna see that. And now at this point, what you're gonna do is cut the deck about halfway of the top packet. So this top packet here, that's above the pinky break, you're gonna cut half of those cards, set them to the side, and then you're gonna take the rest of it above the break, cut it on top of that, and then take the rest and cut it as well. So it looks like, what it looks like is that you're doing 3 cuts here, just shuffling the deck, giving it some cuts, but in reality, you're controlling that card to the top. Since it is at that break, you take that, and bam, card's on top. Pretty simple, pretty easy to learn. So that's the sleight to get the card to the top. Now at this point, you can do any kind of shuffling to, just keep it mixed up and show that it's, the cards are all mixed up. You can do this just keeping it on top. Otherwise, a beginner friendly shuffle, if you're not super comfortable with riffle shuffling yet, what you can do is, so their card is on top right now. So what you can do is an overhand shuffle, but you're gonna do it face up. So you're gonna have this facing the audience, and then it's gonna look like you're just doing a normal shuffle like this. They can see the cards being shuffled, but it's keeping their card on top. Now what you're doing for this is actually keeping your fingers on the back here. So you're gonna hold the deck like this in your other hand. Okay, so in one hand, and then the hand that comes over and peels those cards away, like so, to shuffle, like this. Okay, what you're gonna do with these fingers on the back is actually just pull this back card as you pull cards from the front, like this, okay? So keep fingers here so that when you pull these cards off the front, you're keeping that card with it, sliding it onto the top. So now, once you keep shuffling normally after that, like so, it keeps that card on the top. And you can do that as many times as you want. Just bam, and keep shuffling. Now from the front, it's just gonna look like this. It's gonna look completely normal. It will not look like anything weird. You can kind of control that sound, because if you pull it too tight, you'll get that sound. If you kind of just do it lightly as you do it, you'll get rid of that. So that's a pretty easy way to shuffle the cards, keeping that card on top. That's like one of the most beginner friendly ways if you can't really riffle shuffle super well yet. So that's that. So at this point, the card is on top. They think you're shuffling it, mixing it into the deck somewhere. So to you, it's on top. To them, somewhere in the deck. Now at this point, you're gonna do a double lift. This is one of the most basic moves in card magic. You use it in almost every trick. But what it is you're lifting, you're basically turning over two cards as one. So this is two cards right now, but it looks like one to the audience. So like that, but it's two cards, okay? So essentially it's looking like you're flipping the top card over when it's really the second from the top card that they're seeing. So an easy way to do this is you can either, sometimes it kind of depends. A beginner friendly way, you can quick push off two cards, get a pinky break underneath. Otherwise you can, with your thumb on the back, you can riffle up two cards, get it on the pinky break right there, okay? Just get the cards into a pinky break of some kind, whichever way is easiest for you. Just try not to flash it, make it look weird what you're doing. So once you have this pinky break here, you're gonna come in with your other hand and just grab here, holding those two cards as one. This is gonna take a lot of practice. It's not something you're gonna just, get in 10 minutes. But if you put in the work, learn it, it's a move you're gonna need in any trick. So again, square up the cards, grab it here, pick it up like one packet, and then just slide it along the pack, flipping it over like so, showing them the card, saying, hey, this is the top card, even though it's not. And then you're just gonna do the exact same thing, flipping it back over, okay? Again, it's gonna take practice. Once you get it smooth, it'll look great. So again, flip it here. What I like to do when I flip it over initially is, instead of just flipping it straight onto the deck flat, I actually flip it and move it up a little bit on the deck, like so that it overhangs the pack like this. So that what I can do is take my index finger, put it on this card, and actually just, if I pull on it and push it back at the same time, I can get my pinky under that. So again, here, I'll do this again. So flip the card over, leaving it out jogged a little bit. You take your index finger, you actually pull down like this, keeping the pressure here under your thumb. And then when so you're popping this here and then pushing it back, getting a pinky break back under that. So that way you can go and flip it right over just like so. There's a lot of double lift tutorials on YouTube. I have one on my channel. Otherwise, Alex Pandrea has a great one on his channel as well. It's all over the internet, so that's not a super in-depth tutorial, but you can go find that somewhere else if you really want to. Now, once you've showed them that card, said, hey, this is the top card, I know it's not your card, or you can say, is this your card? They can say no, whatever. You're like, oh, okay. It wasn't supposed to be, whatever. You can make your own routine, but you're gonna show them that top card. Okay, bam, not your card. And then what you're gonna do is take it and just put it, preferably if you have a table or some surface, you can put it on that. Otherwise, you can kind of like take it in your hand and kind of like rub it on your hand here. Sorry to go out of frame there. And then, so you just rub it on, kind of, you know, do your magical, mysterious thing. For the performance, kind of wave it and go, look, your card, or this card actually turned into your card, the 9 of diamonds, right? Make it a cool reveal. That's really it for the trick, to be honest. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just learn those moves, master them if you're, you know, just getting started. Otherwise, you know, if you're a magician, you know some things, you can switch it up with the sleights, make it a little more professional, better looking. But yeah, that's the effect. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Have a good one.